There are two types of people in this world: those who ask questions, and those who spend their entire lives avoiding answering them. This is the story of a thief, a barber, and the most dangerous woman neither of them ever saw coming. In a city that smelled permanently of diesel fumes and unfulfilled promises, there was a set of steps outside City Hall that had become an informal parliament for people who had nothing better to do than wait in line to pay their taxes. Every Tuesday, like clockwork, two men arrived. Neither knew what the other did for a living. This was important. Before we continue, where are you watching this from? Country, city, or just somewhere with good coffee and bad traffic? I want to see how far this story travels. The first man was Roland Voss, 41 years old, dressed in a suit that had no business being on government steps. Roland had a very specific profession. He stole priceless artworks and sold them to an international cartel based in Istanbul. He had a memory that stored every useful fact he had ever encountered: prison reform statistics, moisture content of 17th century canvas, the exact weight of a Da Vinci sketch. He was, above all things, composed, except when the conversation came too close to the truth. Be honest. Would you trust Roland Voss? Or does he sound like the kind of man who already knows too much? Type Roland in the comments if you think he's dangerous. The second man was Cornelius Webb, Corny, to everyone who knew him. 53 years old, a barber who had been to 37 countries. He found absurdly cheap airline tickets at 2 in the morning and collected experiences the way some people collect coins. He had been detained in Budapest on a misunderstanding involving paprika soup, food poisoned in Montevideo, deeply moved by Norwegian policing in Bergen. He ran a barbershop around the corner with 2 apprentices, Kwame, who moved like a man who had never been in a hurry, and Dio, whose primary skill was dropping things. And if you are the Dio of your friend group, this is a safe space.
The fire service, without question.
The police. The statistics support it.
Statistics are what people cite when they cannot afford to be right on their own merits. In the United Kingdom, the average emergency fire response time is 8 minutes. Police, 11. This is documented.
In South Korea, police response in Seoul averages 5.1 minutes. I know this because I was once there when a man tried to steal a bicycle outside my hotel. The police arrived before he had both feet on the pedals.
South Korea is an outlier.
All evidence is an outlier to someone who has already decided what to believe.
Quick question. What emergency service responds fastest where you live? Police? Fire service? Ambulance? Her name was Nicole Bijou. She was from Montego Bay. She wore it like perfume, not visible but warm and unhurried beneath everything else.
Do either of you have a light?
All right, pay attention to Nicole, because people like her never arrive accidentally in stories like this. And just like that, the argument stopped.
In Jamaica, we called the fire service for everything. Broken pipe, cat in a tree. Once my neighbor called them because she had locked herself out. They came, but the police also came. Someone had reported a break-in at the same address.
You see, the fire service.
The police.
They arrived at exactly the same time. Everything is a tie if you look at it correctly.
And she was gone. slipping into the queue like a stone into water, leaving almost no visible disturbance, but changing the depth of everything around her. The silence lasted approximately 4 seconds.
You know what, my friend? You are right. The police are quicker.
No, sir. I am mistaken. You are right. It is the fire service that does a better job.
I beg your pardon?
You heard me.
They stared at each other. They had swapped positions entirely, and neither could explain why, and neither would admit it. If you understood why they switched sides immediately, you are exactly the kind of person this story was written for. Don't explain it yet. I want to see who noticed. At the base of the steps, a young man had been watching. His name was Adewale Okafor. His friends called him Ade. He was a philosophy and history student, but more accurately, he was studying everyone around him.
Excuse me, in Yorubaland, we had the town crier, the Akalgoon. He could communicate a distress signal across an entire settlement in under 3 minutes using a talking drum. No truck, no radio, no GPS, just sound and training. Does that change your calculation at all?
For the first time that afternoon, they had nothing to say. He wrote the silence in his notebook and underlined it twice. Several passers-by slowed to listen. They decided the argument must be about the fuel scarcity and walked on. They were wrong. The argument was about who responded quicker to a distress call, the police or the fire service. And it didn't help matters that Nicole Bijou had left them even more confused than she found them. Next week, a Japanese efficiency consultant arrives with a stopwatch, and Roland knows too much about Norwegian prisons. And if this story made you think even once, hit like. Subscribe for episode 2.